Stop. Hey, Shamboy. Ja, man, het is steady of zo. Ja, man. We thank the most high, man. Wow. Hey, Jonah. Thanks for the repost, man. Yeah, I'm Nakwe. I was there. Oh, man. Baba Papa de Court. Hey, whoa. It's going fast, man. Some more love. See Mika Clemens. Let me show love to y'all. Hey, nog veel wave of zo. So, yeah, man. We have started. I'll stop that. Never thought to. Thanks, man. Ik moest wel even. Ik weet niet, man. Quarantine days. So it had time to move. So it was moving downwards. Dus, maar ja, we zijn er gewoon, man. We zijn er gewoon. Hoe is het met jullie dan? Oké. Hoe is het met jullie deze week, deze dagen? Wat hebben jullie gedaan? Hey, ik zie mensen willen snel. Maar ja, man. Hoe is het met jullie? I see people have already come joining us. How's with you guys? What have you been doing lately? Ja, man. Oké. Rustig. Maar weer druk, man. Het werk begint te versoepelen en zo. Oh ja, man. Hey, we thank the most high, man. We thank the most high that you are having a job. Ik heb mensen, echt, het doet me nog steeds pijn. Ik heb iemand, hij had gewoon plannen om zijn business gewoon verder echt voor te trekken. Echt grote plannen. En hij was al in de stad. Maar ja, unfortunately, corona heeft hem gehit, man. Dus hij was in intensive care. En zijn business failliet, man. Dus we moeten echt beseffen hoe dankbaar we moeten zijn, man. Hoe is het dan met de rest? Powerful nap. Maar wat is nou een powerful nap? Define powerful. Van, het was te taai, hè? Ik zie Samuel zegt rustig. A little bit stressing about school. Ja, man. Been there, done that, man. Ik bedoel, misschien zelfs... Je kan het misschien zelfs van je household het zelf ervaren. Because school... Ja, man. I wanna go there. I wanna go there. So, yeah, man, guys. Echt. It's a pleasure to be here. We thank the Most High for a day like this. En zie je, ik ben dankbaar. En zij was zelf nog dankbaar. Zij zei gewoon, ze was herboren. En dan ben je nog meer dankbaar dan ik ben, man. Oh ja, man. Hey, Jay Boschebang. Thank you, welcome. So I can see I can take off. Because I see a lot of lovely people joining this show. I see a lot of lovely people enjoying it right already. And today we'll discuss various subjects, various topics. We will dive into the deep. They say dive into the deep. But above all, echt seriously, man. I'm honored. I'm blessed. As you know, my name is. For some who know me, my name is Shalom. I'm someone, a simple boy from the streets. And today we will just have some serious conversation because I believe we have all come here together to unite, to search the truth. And I think when we have the zeal, perhaps you might find it. It is not given to all. So I want all of us to be here, to contribute, to really inspire one another. Today it's all about nuggets. I think we have to clarify a lot. We have to shoot a lot of nuggets Misschien kip 6, of kip 9, of kip 12. If not, we gaan zelf naar kip 20. So, but we are here. The topic of this day today is society versus the Bible. It's a topic we deal with it daily. Let me type the title, because I think in Barba Papa. Yeah man. Society versus the Bible. Pinned comment. Yeah man, so then I don't have to repeat myself. Society versus the Bible. The first question, of course, what is society? What's the Bible? How can we operate in a society like this while having a book like this? Because I've seen people who have been, they have take off in life even without having without having a book. They take off in life without even having a book, and they have riches, they have prosperity, they even have happiness. You know, I think everybody's trying to have a certain feel, and I think we all want to have inner peace, have happiness. And there are people here on this earth, they claim that they have happiness, and how does that come into place? Because we know we are believing in an intellectual designer, and we have come to the understanding that the things we see here on earth, maybe it's not reality. So we will talk about all these things. That's a real good question. That's why we are talking. Is the Bible necessary for success? And that's why I'm also really curious about such topics, because you know, Samuel, he just said he's stressing a bit about school. A person can tell him, hey bro, to be honest, you're stressing about school. Waarom volg je eigenlijk deze liveshow? Ga leren of zo, man. En toch, dat boek die je hebt, qua Elohim, qua God, het hoeft niet. Het hoeft niet, want Bill Gates, hij ging niet naar school. Hij heeft geen boek. Steve Jobs, hij heeft geen school, hij heeft geen boek, hij heeft niks. En ja, he was making it in life. So the question is then, is Bible necessary for success? And what kind of success? There are people who reach success without the Bible, so I would say no. Yeah, but then again, what kind of success? How do you define success? That's why that's why I like this topic, concerning the society and the Bible, because society. No. Let me put it this way. Ladies and gentlemen, what is society? Give me the definition of society. What is your view? What is your point? What is your understanding of society? Because we are using deep words, society and whatnot. Is success on earth equal to success in heaven? Would you hold that thought? I want people to define for me the word society. The only society. Wow. Ja man, menace to society, hè? Was een kino, hè? Ja man, jouw youth, je hebt genoten van je youth, hè? Yeah, man, you enjoyed it. You enjoyed your youth. So what did that movie taught you, man? Explain them. What is society? And I think there's also a follow-up question. What is society and what is success? I think we can answer those questions, regardless of the... gewoon maakt niet uit wat de volgorde is. As people know what success is, give them success. Give them the meaning of success. If people know what society is, give us the meaning of society, so that we have a common ground. We have a common ground. Het was Rude Boy, hè? Rude Boy of zo, hè? the aggregate of people living together in a more or less ordered community. Hey, dit heb je gewoon van ding of zo, man. Google, maar echt perfect explanation, man. The aggregate of people living together in a more or less ordered community. Oké. Ik voel je. Who else? Laws and regulations are part of it. To be honest, I know society in America, they don't have laws and regulations, hoor. Ik zeg je heel eerlijk, man. There's a small community. They walk naked. Maybe you can choose if you want to walk naked or not. You can choose to take someone's husband or not. So is laws and regulation needed in order to have a society? These are the questions we will talk in, and especially we'll also go and dive into the other aspect, because at the same time, the question is also how can we then have a book, a Bible, which would say what you have to do in life, but at the same time you also have a society which may say the same or tell other things. Oké. Hey man, jullie flow of zo. Succes kan variëren tussen mensen. Niet iedereen zoekt hetzelfde. Oké, waar ben jij op zoek dan? Waar ben jij op zoek dan? Ja, maar is zo ja? Lobby, hè? Ja, man, give us some nuggets. Let me call somebody and let me know. Let me try who will define society success. Let me see. I'm just tapping some people to see who will join in.
Fafi Shalom.
Hey, hoe is het?
Goed man, met jou?
Wacht even.
Are you hearing me?
Want...
Are you guys hearing me or not?
Oh, ja.
Ik hoor je niet man, Shalom.
Hoor je me?
Ik hoor je nu wel, ja. Hoor je me ook?
Ja.
Live. Oké, ja man. Wat is...
Introduce yourself, where you from?
No,
Ja,
maar I don't need introduction, maar skip. Hoeft niet.
Hey!
Nee, grapje. Ja,
ladies
gewoon...
and gentlemen, boys and girls, this
Nee,
is
hoeft
REK,
niet.
also known as the main host of our reservation, the Fist. He said you don't need introduction. What a
Nee, maar...
stage, but yeah, man. Well said. But let's
What is success? What is success? Nee, ik dacht... Ik wilde alleen dat even delen en dan ga ik weer genieten van mijn eten. Maar ja, success, usually I see success as attaining your goal or reaching your goal, because many people have different goals. So you can only know whether you are successful if you have a goal and if you have reached that particular goal.
Ja.
Dus heel simpel gezegd zou ik zeggen dat succes is. Gewoon het behalen van je doelen, reaching your goals and being successful at what you are trying to do. So that's why someone said that success is different for different people. Someone said that, Suya, denk ik. Precies, hij zei zelfs nog, momenteel moet ik nog gaan uitzoeken wat voor mij succes is. Precies. First you need to define what is success for me. For some people, getting into heaven is their goal. So when they get there, some people buying a house before 25 is their goal. And if they have done that, you ask them, are you successful? They'll say yes. So before you can know successful or not, you need to look at what am I trying to do?
Yeah.
What am I trying to achieve? And then work towards it. And if you achieve it, then you know whether you are successful or not.
But then I have a question, bro, because uh, one, we don't realize that most, maybe the majority might, but we are in a community, in a society, in a world wherein success might have been defined for you and for me already before we were born.
Hmm.
So for such a person, how might you do? How can you do your research towards your own, towards your inner self? You know, going that journey to yourself and really define your own success, because it's really easy to say, I don't need money, but trust me, when I give you 10,000 euros, I would you would like to invest, and later on, then you have a business, then you want 10,000, 20,000, 100,000, 1 million, and then you might also divine that, yeah, man, I'm prosperous. So how do you
Yeah.
put that in context? Because society might also define success for you without knowing it.
Yeah, so I think Rezi just asked the question, but from whose perspective are we talking about in this show? Yeah, that's why I always try to leave it open. For some people, even go to church, let's say finishing up their Bible or whatever is not success for them. For them,
Yeah,
is maybe getting a promotion at work. For many of us, pleasing the Most High is what's yeah, it's what we see as success. Having a right relationship with Him and all these other things. But even in, I think, even in pursuing that goal, you shouldn't lose focus of some things that society defines as successful.
yeah, yeah,
You see,
yeah,
that's why I think somewhere in the Bible it says, "Give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar." So give to society what belongs to society, and give to the Most High what belongs to Him. So if you are able to do well with the Most High and be successful in Him, meaning fulfilling the purpose He gave you, then I believe that you're successful spiritually. But I think we should try to live a life where our success spiritually does not
mm-hmm.
become an obstacle of us pursuing success also in this world.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think not everyone can do both, but I think we are really privileged where we live in where we can actually attain success here, success in Elohim. So that would be my answers. Success is being able
Okay, but
to
then my
thrive.
question is, what is your success? I see Namich has asked, he's also given an definition saying success is being able to advise, educate, take care of your children, build, help others without asking anything. Wealth is not success. Wealth is a blessing from the Most High, even our God.
Yeah.
What's your take on that?
Wealth is
Because
not
now,
success, wealth
okay,
is a blessing.
I will be a really tough person, but now you are also divining two levels of success, as in the spirit, but you can also be successful in the world. And Racy just answered. Racy just asked the question: what type of success do we define here in the show, or what type, from which perspective to um, 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 view it? Because people
The-
might take your answer and might also say that, oh yeah, man, so I can also be successful in the world and
yeah,
do and
but I
following also the things that I have to do.
yeah, but who said that you couldn't be successful in the world, like Tusahakis the world? Because when you look at
Yeah,
many
so that's
people
a
in
good well
scripture,
said.
they were literally servants of the Most High. Jacob, Abraham, David, different people. They were servants of the Most High, but they weren't like. It's not like they didn't have that stuff together in the world.
Yeah,
Do
yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah,
They
yeah,
in
yeah,
those times, the amount of sheep and goats and servants you had determined
yeah, yeah,
how
yeah, yeah, yeah.
successful you were to Sahakis in the world, and they had all of that, and they were people who were serving the Most High. So I think that, of course, the hour of restoration defines success, or our success predominantly comes from how we stand with the Most High, the level to which we are intimate with Him, following Him. That is the foundation of our success. But I
Mm-hmm.
also think that if we know Him and neglect all the opportunities and chances He has
Yeah,
given us in our, let's say, work environment, corporation, and stuff like that, I don't think that we are,
yeah, yeah,
let's say,
yeah, yeah.
fulfilling our full potential, and that would also be a shame.
I, I do agree that it will be a shame, because I also we also have to understand that at a certain point, when you um, might be successful in the eyes of Elohim, as in being spiritual, elevated, as in being spiritual elevated, you can come to a point where you also have to provide for your neighbor, or for your family, for your people, and all these things. To be honest, money answered all things. You need, if there is no food on the table, I don't think your wife would be like, hey, you know what, you're still a
Lovey
successful
baby.
person.
There's no love
Baby,
without
baby.
money.
I was like,
There's
oh
no
my
love
goodness.
without
So
money.
because but at the same time, you also have people who don't have that need or that responsibility to take care of other people. Because I also see Shambui asking a good question: was John the Baptist a successful person? And I think also when you look at the words of the Messiah said he was one of the greatest prophets. So if you would look at how, but his goal or his aim was not as in providing his family, as in to take care of his family, to take care of himself. He was eating locusts. Bara viezer dan de mijne. Was alle kanten nog
Serieuze
plak.
Bart.
But he was, but he knew that success, his money, could not answer the things that he needed to do, or could not provide
Yeah,
the things that he needed to do, or he didn't need money to
yeah,
provide the things. All that he needed was his word, a lake, and some words. But I think
yeah,
that certain people, other people, might come to a point wherein they also maybe start a family, provide for the family, be there where they have to be. In that manner, I think then I really understand that you can combine, or you ought to combine these two, if you
yeah,
know your goal and your purpose.
yeah. So yeah, I think the
Um,
last thing that I would say before you put someone else will be that
yeah.
yeah, that's why a very good question I think from Shambu. Was John the Baptist a successful person? That's why I said that before anything, you should have a goal or a certain purpose before you know what success means to you. You have certain people born with a mission
Mm-hmm.
from the Most High from the womb. There's with anything else save fulfilling that purpose. And I think not everyone in this life has the same life as John the Baptist. Not every one of us was born with, let's say, a prophetic ministry and doing all these things, because John the Baptist was prophesied from the Old Testament. Not many of us have that.
Yeah,
Many
yeah,
of
yeah,
us are
yeah, yeah.
born
His
into,
calling
yeah,
was
many of
already.
us are born into a place where we do serve the most, not like we really have a clear purpose on what we're supposed to do. Some have, some don't. And for those people, success you being not doing anything that ways, and also trying to excel in society by means of getting our degrees, by means of work. I'm not sure if Shalom's image or video is still clear. Shalom, are you still hearing me?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, yeah. So that's what I mean. So when you know your purpose, when you have a goal, a mission, I think then success simply means you achieving your goal. And as believers, I think the one who should determine what our mission is or our purpose is Elohim, is the Most High,
Mm-hmm,
right? So
mm-hmm.
if you have that type of relationship with Him, where you are able to literally get your purpose from Him, or
Yeah, yeah,
allow
yeah,
Him to dictate
yeah,
your
yeah.
purpose or your aim, then you
Mm-hmm.
will know whether you're successful or not in Him. So it's, yeah, you can go many directions with this, I believe. But yeah, that was all wat ik te zeggen had.
Yeah, man, because it's a real good contribution, because if you would say then to be successful in the Most High first, then it's also we also have to understand that it takes time to also understand who the Most High is. What is He saying? Like, we like to study or to bear the yoke of society. We haven't defined society yet. I think I will ask that to the next person. But
Mm.
we like to bear the yoke of society. But how do we see ourselves as in also bearing the yoke of the Bible? And then I think that will change your perspective of success. Um, I think Namije said Solomon asked for what he wanted, wisdom. Maybe that was his. But what is success to any person? Okay, okay, okay. Okay. Bro, Harike, thank you very much.
Cool.
Yeah, man, and I will see you. Maybe I might call you later in. But
Cool.
thank you very
Success.
much for your
Success.
contribution, man.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, it's really funny that when we talk about certain subjects or words or like success, it's always it depends. It depends. We can look at it from different angles, but I think we have to realize in what context are we in. Why are we alive? What is the purpose of your life? What is the reason of your existence? I think we have to come to the understanding that indeed the world, the society, everybody, your family, your household, your people at school, everybody can define success for you. But what if you haven't done your own research to yourself? How can you then define success and indeed link it back to a book, even the Bible? People would say, yeah, man, why would you follow a book? The book is giving you instructions from A to B. That's not life. That's not life. Um, so, um, but Namincha, I see you are really commenting and you're saying, what is success to any person? Please define your definition of success. But beside it, seriously, guys, because we use the word society, what is society? I think we really have to establish that first before we can talk about any other thing. Because we discussed success, but now it's also the word society that we really have to define. I want to give my opinion, but I first want to see some commenters, because I think we have some smart people among us. People having dictionaries in their mind. I think, if I now remember, I think so, Namincha, he said that he said something really. Oh wait, let's take that as a definition. He said the aggregate of people living together in a more or less ordered community. Let me put it. Do you guys agree? Seriously, man, do you guys agree? Do you agree? Do you guys agree with this statement? Because when we want to talk about such things, we have to really realize that this day and age, people are defining our perception. People are defining our view on life, the way we see things. It might be even there years ago. It was even before you were born. You've already society have already defined your context, your mental model for you. So that's why we are doing talks like this, so that we would really come to the understanding for where do we want to go, what is our aim, where do you want to move on. So I'm only only facilitate this this show. At the same time, I know nothing, but at the same time I know everything, because I know that with you guys we can come to a conclusion. And I think let me then call this Namincha, because he gave us a definition of society. Maybe he might know things, or maybe he might elaborate what he meant with a community, an more or less ordered community. Yeah, man, because it's not easy. It's not easy to be alive, to live another day, and to really have the zeal to really move on to the next. Because what if you are in a society which isn't ordered? How do you have to operate? How do you have to move? Commenters, what do you think then? Because you can have all things in life, but at the same time might have nothing, because your perception is different. Hey, bro.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Doing good, doing good.
Yeah, man.
Just a minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Naminche, our own personal photographer. He's also hosting certain videos online, talking
Shut off
about
my
the
phone because it's getting. Oh, it's getting.
eh,
All
you're
right.
having a problems with your phone, eh?
Yeah, the battery is getting low, but it's okay. I'm charging it now, so it's
So
okay.
you defined society. And you said the aggregate of people living together in a more or less ordered community.
Yeah,
Do you think that people can decide the society where they are living in, where they want to live in?
I didn't get the question very
Hmm?
well. Can you please repeat yourself? Can you
Can
repeat the
can you
question?
think people can decide the community where people wants to live in, the society where they wants to live in?
Can you decide?
Yeah.
Well, you can choose which community you want to belong in, but you were born into a certain community to begin with. I don't know where the choice was for me to be born, but I was born in Africa, and so you were born into an African society or
Mm-hmm.
community. When we say society, it can be like have a lot of society, and you can choose which one you want to belong in. For example, if you want healthcare, you can choose the Christian society, or you can choose the worldly society. It's a choice. Like
Yeah,
for
yeah,
here
yeah,
in
yeah,
Belgium,
yeah.
you have the
Mm-hmm.
Christelijke Mutualiteit. It's some kind of society that you join, or the Vakbond is also some kind of society, but you join it just so that you can, if you have problems, you can go there and they will find justice for you. The same with the law system. There is some kind of society over there. I think in Europe they all have societies and not communities. Why am I saying this? Because if you have a society that really goes according, like you just said, in America they have a lot of society that doesn't even work. Somebody can just jump up and go outside, do whatever they want. They can shoot a black man on the
Yeah,
street.
exactly.
The society
Yeah,
really, that doesn't really work. So it's when you talk about
exactly.
society, I mean, you cannot compare society with the Bible. A man written rules, a man written mind, a man thinking like an animal, saying that abortion
Mm-hmm.
is something that is a must. A dog can marry a human being, a sister can marry a brother. This kind of society is not what the Bible is preaching about. So I don't think we can really, as
Believers.
believers in Christ, can say that society is yeah. I can't really put a difference, or I can't even compare the Bible with the society. The
Yeah.
only society that I knew in the Bible was the society of Nebuchadnezzar, but that was some kind of how do you call it, cult, occult, like it's like hidden society against really people that believe in God. So their mindset was we have to kill all of them or make them bow to us. And
Mm-hmm.
that,
Mm-hmm.
that is what our society, that is what we are getting to. They are trying to let everybody bow down to one major fear factor, and that is the new God. So yeah, I think that is this society that we live in right now, also in the Netherlands and in Belgium, they are there. They detect what you're going to do. They detect what you must fear, and they
Mm-hmm.
detect what you have to eat. They even detect if you stay home or not. But the problem is, if you have if you are a strong believer of a certain faith, like Jesus Christ
Yeah.
came and died for you, God is there for
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
You
yeah.
don't in these kind of societies. You believe in the Bible, what the Bible teaches you, and that's also the reason why that soon the Bible will be banned, and then you will have to carry the Bible in your heart
In
because the
your heart,
society,
within
yeah,
yourself.
it will take over the societies. Sorry, it will take
Yeah.
over the Bible, and they will say, you know what, you don't need the Bible anymore. Anybody that is going to read the Bible will be killed. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
You know, that's why um um I think the purpose now in this society or this world where we are in now, or let me put it this way, the way this era is operating, I think all that they want is to distract us. They all want to distract us because you ask a question, what will you do if there all of a sudden there's no Bible, all of a sudden there's no fundament, all of a sudden you cannot access the internet, and they are trying to distract us from everything for us to achieve
or for us to or to do our research, or for us to go back to whom we were, what did we do, and what did we believe, because nowadays what I've also seen is that people are trying to define their own world, and thinking that their world is the best model of their world, as in, I understand life, so-called life. But do we realize that the majority of youth nowadays are on our phone, and we don't decide what we watch, because everything is algorithm. Google and Facebook, they are all putting you in a certain box, thinking that what you're seeing is the truth. I had a conversation with with an elder of mine, and he said, yeah, a lot of Islam people are converting to Christianity. And I said, no, Facebook is showing you such videos, because if you look at facts, you would see that even by the year 2040 or so, you would see that the Islam might even exceed the Christianity. So basically, all that they are trying to do is to distract us from our purpose, from our being, from where we actually ought to go, or actually have to seek for. So yeah, man, that's a real good question. Because what would you do if the Bible's no more there? What would you do if there's no laws and regulation?
And even now, they are saying, yes, we need to wear a mask. And I'm just talking about society, what society is really teaching people. You need to wear a mask, and you need to take a distance from so and so. It's correct. But what I find so dangerous is that people are listening without doing any research. You know that you breathe in oxygen, and you breathe out carbon dioxide, and you put on a mask without any filter, and people think they are protected. The Bible does not talk about hygienics, but the Bible says that you need air to be able to be alive. You know, the Bible is some kind of manual for mankind to know how to live.
Best instruction before leaving Earth.
Exactly. But the Bible is not coming to tell you, listen to what society is telling you, because it's healthy for your body. You know, if you go outside there, do your research. How do I breathe? How long can I go without breathing? How is carbon dioxide good for me? Even if society is telling you this is good, and you find out it is not good, it can kill me. You take a distance from it. So I think it's all about, you know, we were just talking about success. What is success to you? If I wake up and I'm alive, to me, the money is not the issue here. If I can see my parents, and I can see my grandmother and my grandfather, and even, let's say, in the future, maybe my children, and they are all well, and they are all good, and I'm successfully a father who can take care of them. You know, with the little that I have, I don't think I need millions or billions to take care of them.
Bro, it's a tough statement, because people, they had a hardship in life in the beginning, and they're making the same statements, but at a certain point, they got dinero, and everything changed.
Exactly.
Everything changed. No. Because if you would look at how the worlds operate, right? Because now we were trying to define society, the Bible, how does it incorporate? But Fuse is asking a good question.
Exactly.
Do you need the Bible to live good? Because men of old, they didn't have a book to guide them.
Exactly. But
Abraham didn't have any book.
The problem is, you know, back in the olden days, and that's why I'm trying to let the black man go back to where he comes from. Back in the olden days, if your father was a carpenter, you become a carpenter. If your mother was a nurse, you become a nurse. You were taught in home, in your house. So everything that Abraham knew was from his father, from generations before him. Everything that I should know should come from my father. But the problem is the African man, the African woman are taking from where they are onto a different soil. So the knowledge of the past is no more there. So if you are infiltrated by other people, other societies, you start to think as if you are crazy. You start braiding your hair as if you are a white person. You start coloring your skin.
You are bleaching yourself.
You are bleaching yourself. You are killing yourself. You are eating filthy food that you're not supposed to eat. The black body is not supposed to eat pork, but everybody is eating pork. And what do they get? They don't even get cancer. They get some their stomach are filled
Crazy
with,
things.
you know, they say that we have some acid in our stomach as black people, and that
Yeah.
guide us all the time. They are polluted by this acid. Their acid turned into some kind of gases. And so some people, they can't fart anymore. You know, there are some things that you should know as a black person. Your body was built differently. You were supposed to be under the sun. You come to Europe, you are under something else. And then you think differently, you know. Some people, they follow the Bible without reading it totally. God himself said he placed man in the Garden of Eden to do what? What was the
To
base?
work.
To work.
Yeah, man. To take care.
Okay.
To really dominate the role, to, you know, to have the best out of the things that we can see, man. Because now we are misusing it, and we are just
exactly. But when man sinned, I'm talking about the man alone. What did he have to do? He was still working.
yeah, man.
He was still working. So the problem is that we don't work on the things we have to work on anymore. Our children, our minds, we don't use it. We have our phones. Why will I use my mind if I have a phone to store all the memories that I have? We go out. We don't listen to the Bible anymore. We are always listening to everything that every other person is telling us. What the Chinese is saying, what the Hindu is saying. We buy things from people that we don't even know. We don't know where these things come. So if you talk about society, the problem is you can live without the Bible, but you have to live with knowledge. And knowledge can only be found from generation before. And I'm going back to where we come from. That is the African roots.
So you're saying, so you're saying that the men of old didn't have they didn't have a book, but they had oral traditions. They were passing on the words.
Exactly,
from
they were teaching
to the children, and
they were
but I saw a good question. Because the question is then, who said Abraham had no book?
If Abraham had a book, I'm okay. The question is, who said Abraham had no book?
Yeah.
Abraham could write, and Abraham was a man that was very rich. Listen very carefully. Abraham had lands bigger than Belgium and Holland put together. Abraham had cows, and he had so many things. Yeah. So if the man had a book, I wouldn't be surprised. Abraham had concubines. Sarah had maids. Do you have that? You don't have it. You see, you don't have half of what Abraham has. So Abraham,
I think we also underestimate the knowledge of the people that we had before.
Exactly.
Because because mostly we think that they were writing only on stones. You know those having those hieroglyphs. But you would see that when Abraham was purchasing the land for his wife, you would see that they record such things in a book. So that means they had all those books already. The Psalms is literally only a collection. It's literally a collection of all the people who wrote and put it all together. I think that indeed we surely don't have to underestimate our forefathers.
Exactly, because they even that they settled. So every place that they settled, they gave names to it. You know, every place that they made an agreement, they gave names to it. It wouldn't surprise me that they had some kind of, let's say, manual they followed, but they were passing on from generation to generation. That's why also they refer from where they come from and where they were going. They give the names of the places. You know, somebody was saying, "Nyame, are you angry?" I'm not angry, but sometimes I get disappointed.
This is what we call black passion.
Yeah, I get confused about how less we know about ourselves when it comes to societies and the Bible. If anybody will tell me that the black man had nothing to do with the Bible, seriously, I will have a problem with the person. Because we wrote the Bible.
Yeah.
We wrote it. So where did it go? How come we have ended up this way? How come we are taken away from our lands, and now we are here discussing about something that we shouldn't be discussing? Society,
man.
we don't belong in societies. We belong in places higher,
Mhm.
placed by God Himself, by
Amen.
Elohim, and we have to go back.
We have to
Society
go
will
back.
not do us any favor.
Bro, echt, thank you very much, man. Echt for your
You're welcome.
contribution, because I think these are the things we have to think about to really define an explicit difference between what the society is or what the Bible is. Because, as we said, people may think that it is possible to be successful without the book, because to live good is placed in our heart. But I think we also have to come to another level in mind and in spirit to understand that from what perspective are you actually looking at? Because that's a really question. That's a good question, which one of the brother asked. I think I will because I also want to call this man.
You have to.
I really want to call this man because he said,
Yeah.
"Man of old didn't have a book to guide him." So how do you then do such? Thank you very much, Namin Chair. Ladies and gentlemen,
Thank you.
please like and
Thank you
share
too. Thank
this
you too.
page. He's doing good work. Like and share also this page. Make sure that you will make sure that you will really excel and really support our own fellow people. Hey, Namin Chair, thanks, man. So, guys, wow. You haven't gone, eh? I will laugh at you like full man. I know it's heated. Men no be God. If you are too disappointed in people, you will die young. And the people you are disappointed with will still be living. Hey. Yeah, man. I think our brother Shambu is trying to give you a word of encouragement, a word of wisdom in order for you to, to ease your heart. But as he said, man, he wasn't angry. It's just the passion that he had for his fellow black people, because we have discussed about society, the Bible, and various topics. But the thing is that our brother Phil said, "Fun, do you need the Bible to live good?" And I think I'll call him soon in because people don't realize that there is a time and era in our history books wherein they would say that there was such of the golden age, or the and then they would also say the black history. Those were times when people were having all kinds of crazy things, man. They didn't have anything. They didn't have rules and regulations. They could poo on the street, and there you would see the sickness be exploded all over the place. And they didn't have a book to guide them. Most of the rules and regulations, they all based their understanding, their thoughts from a book. So if people would say, "Do you need a book to live good?" Why do we have the laws? Because people are studying years to understand the law of the Netherlands and to guide them in a certain way. So I'll call you in. I'll call you in. Then after that, let's see. Because black people always think white people gave the Bible to us. Okay.
My guy.
Hey. I wasn't sharp. Yeah, man, please, boy, introduce yourself, where you're from, and you ask a profound questions. Your name is?
My name is Derek.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
from Amsterdam.
So.
My guy Shalom is on the thing, on the ones and two.
1 2 set.
1 2. My God.
But Derek, you said do you need the Bible to live good? Men of old didn't have a book to guide them. We established that indeed that they were wiser than we think. But how would you? I even want to bring it. I want to bring it further. Do you think people in general need rules and regulations to follow? Because most of the people, they're I wouldn't say the atheists, or I don't want to make a differentiation between that. But most people say I don't need a book in order to live my life correctly. But to be honest, you can see people can go off in every aspect of life, make it be their dressing, or make it be the way they would treat their parents, the people they would go, yeah, man. So do their things. So do you think people need guidance, or do you think people don't need
To
any
be
guidance in life in order to?
to be honest, nowadays the world that we are in, people need guidance because we are programmed now that self-belief isn't there. You cannot get knowledge, or you cannot find yourself. You understand? You need someone to help you find you.
Mm-hmm.
So people of old, how I see it, if I read the Bible scriptures, that they found themselves through God. So God was leading them. They got knowledge, and definitely they were using also their common sense.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of
Yeah, but
we
nowadays common
people
sense isn't
nowadays,
common sense anymore, man.
no, it's not common sense. So you understand?
Because that's why I understand where you're coming from, because you're right. But nowadays common sense is no more common sense. The good is be replaced with the bad, evil, that something which is natural, as in you're born naturally. People still have
Yes.
eager to put on another different face, another
So,
different
but
attire,
I
another
don't.
different
But
aspect, because so
to
common.
be honest, how we sorry, Shalom. To be honest, how we are programmed now, like how my brother Nyamicha was speaking, a lot of these things are coming also from churches. Churches have implemented bad doctrines into people, their minds. So they think that they need something. So I will give you example. You believe in yourself that like success, your pastor cannot tell you what success is, because success is different for everyone. It's a purpose given by God unto you to fulfill your purpose here on earth. So how can you ask your pastor, what is my purpose here on earth? You understand? So you need to find it yourself. But nowadays, people need to go to church. People need to go to someone who's deeper than them, who's spiritually like somewhere to tell them what success is. You understand? And that's the problem that we have nowadays. Like for you, maybe success for you is 10 million. Maybe success for me to entertain people and to bring smiles into people, their faces. See, everyone's purpose is different. So success is defined on purpose. What's your purpose in your life on earth? What has God given you to do here on earth for Him? You understand?
But for instance, bro.
Yeah.
You're a young man. You're a young man.
Calm down on me, bro.
No, not you, but you know, there is a small boy in life, being 16, doing his schooling, and he's doing some research online, and then he's seeing certain people online, and then that's why I said society has can programs a person in such a way in order that they think for themselves that they know what success is, but maybe that's not what Elohim wants them, the path they want to go on. And I think for success itself, because we have to look at it from different angles, the role of the church or the pastor ought to be that the role of the church or the pastor ought to be that for them to lead them onto Elohim, as in salvation, for them to be saved, for them to follow the things of the Most High, for them to really sharpen themselves. And if you find your success in that border, I think then that can be a difference for you. But as you said, people nowadays, they would say you will receive a car next year by this time. You will get your business 10 million. We focus on strange things. Next year by this time, you will marry. But at the same time, as a man, you have debt.
You have debt. Your head is hot. You get me? Mad.
It is hate.
Mad. Yeah.
You understand where I'm from? Because
I'm definitely understanding where you're coming from. Like I said, like for me, in instance, I love God. I love reading the Bible, but certain things I cannot live my life through in that way. You see, we are living in a different era of life.
For example,
I will give you an example. Corona. Now there's Corona. A lot of pastors have talked about faith. Faith is sow a seed. Some pastors are even saying they have Corona. Some pastors say they can go to AMC pray. No, they have Corona means they can pray for people. Nowadays, you see churches are closed. You know why? They are using the most important weapon that God has given unto man: common sense. He knows that if you open his church, someone has Corona, everyone has it. He cannot heal these people. You understand? You see how life is. Where's the faith? Where's the faith now?
So that's why.
Where's the faith that we are talking about? That the faith, and they will use Mark 16. They will use this. Oh, God said you will drink bro, let me give you poison and drink it. You will die. Common sense.
Okay, but what is then the
You won't
purpose?
drink.
What is then the purpose in that? Because you would die, and then
And then you will go to heaven, and I think God will look at you like, you see, I gave you the brain, and you didn't use your brain, and now you are dead. You understand? The Bible is good. It's a guideline. The guideline.
but
But one thing that's
guideline
important
for what? Guideline for what?
for life, I can give you
life,
example.
life here, where?
Life here.
Mm-hmm.
Life here. It's a guideline for life here.
Okay.
The Bible, you can see it in a different perspective. You can see it in a business perspective.
Mm-hmm.
You can see it in an self development perspective. You can see it in so many ways. It's the way you will read it. You understand?
Yeah.
That you apply in your life. That's why I have a book here written by a rabbi.
Mm-hmm.
But it talks about the Bible perspective in a business way.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Someone can use it for depression, can read the Bible for maybe as a, you see, you can read it in a different way. It's what is good for you, or what you understand.
Yeah.
What's your purpose on it? You read, you understand. So Bible, you can read it in many ways. It's a guideline in many ways.
Okay.
That's how I see it personally.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Thank you for sharing, man. Because indeed, we have to use our common sense, but I also think we also have to come to a point to understand the role of the churches, to understand the people around the role of the prophets, because if their purpose is not for you to be saved, or for you to cleanse away, or from you to take away yourself from sin, or for you to really move forward and live into righteousness, then all that they want is money, and not using your common sense, like our brother said, then indeed Elohim will come up to you downstairs and be like, hey, my bro, seriously? So
okay, look this. Let me say this. Everyone's purpose is already written, because if you read Exodus, like when God was speaking to Moses, God said to Moses, I have hardened Pharaoh's hearts. That doesn't mean that he was using Pharaoh for his purpose. You understand?
mm-hmm.
So you cannot change yourself. God can change you.
Yeah.
If God has written in your book that he wants to change you, he can change you. God can use you just as a fool for his will to be done. So it's not for you to change, or it's for you to surrender, and he will do the rest. So if God has written in your book that you won't be wealthy, you can try everything you want to do in life. You won't be wealthy. Understand?
Yeah.
Because the book is written by God. The Bible says he knew you before you was in your mother's womb. So why are you thinking for yourself what to do? You understand?
So, man, go on your knees and seek him of soul, man.
Seek him,
Yeah,
seek
man.
him, and seek him and hope for the best. Understand? Hey, Basharam,
yeah,
I have a Benku waiting, I'll follow it. Let me go chop something.
Yeah, man, enjoy him. Thanks, man. Thanks
Yeah,
for your
man.
sharing.
You're welcome.
Nuggets. Yeah, man, guys. Seriously, because we have now come to a point where we really want to really understand the things we were doing. Why do we do them? Because people they put ourselves in a level where they seek society, seek success, seek things, but at the same time, we don't realize that people of old, men of old, they also have their purpose here on earth to be a successful person, but also not only success as in to achieve money, but just to provide for their family, just to work, but also coming to the understanding that their soul have to be saved. So therefore, they always go on their knees, they always pray unto the Most High, they always strive for a Most High, please. Seriously, man, on my own, I cannot do this. Because people are deceiving me. So guys, if nobody's bringing you closer to the Most High, not repenting you from your sins, not making sure that you're seeking salvation, then what type of success are we defining? Because someone said, was King Solomon successful? Nobody answered that. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I will come to an end. I will pick up new life, share and like this page, tell a friend to tell a friend, because we will dive into it. We will go deeper, because now we have put the foundation. We have now laid the foundation. So now we will shake some things, yeah? Hey, come back, eh? Come back.